What's your favorite poverty meal that you still eat regardless of where you are financially? Beans and rice. I prefer rice and beans, but I get it. I prefer pork and beans. Grilled cheese sandwich. Edit, added egg to the grill. Grilled cheese is great pretending to be bougie food too. My brother and I used to go to the store together and splurge on fancy-ish cheese, i.e. still the pre-cut stuff in plastic in the dairy section, not the high-end stuff in the deli section or the fancy cheese cooler, and see who could come up with the best combination of cheeses and bread from the bakery section. I think we settled on sourdough, smoked Gouda, Havarti, and cream cheese. A fancy corporate event I went to had them displayed as crostini du fromage. Pancakes. Cheap to make and filling, can be eaten with whatever is in your fridge. Greater than whatever is in your fridge. Pancakes and beef fat plus olives. Make the pancakes with a little cornmeal, less sugar, and a bigger pinch of salt, and that meal really doesn't sound half bad. Stew. There could be anything in there, but it's still delicious. My grandma, who grew up during World War II, taught me that you can make soup from almost anything. At least once a week I just throw a bunch of scrap veggies, leftover meat, rice and whatever other random bits are left over from the week's meals into a pot with some stock, boil it all together and bam. We save the bones from every meal that had animal protein in it, then boil them to make bone broth. Super filling and nutritious. Then we can the broth BC, it keeps forever. If you're too lazy to cook, you just dump a jar of broth, cup and a half of rice, bag or two of frozen veggies into a crock pot and walk away. Soup in 2 hours. Edit, animal protein as opposed to plant protein. I'm Mexican. For us, it's usually quesadillas without meat, rice and black beans. For us it's usually chilaquiles. Quesadillas, with hot sauce if there is any. Edit, I think a lot of people have different ideas of what a quesadilla is. My version is strictly a single tortilla with whatever cheese I have lying around, usually dollar packs of singles. That means no meat, beans, lettuce, tomato, etc., and I definitely don't use a foreman to make mine. Poverty meal? That's dinner where I come from. Wait. I felt this in my bones. Steamed white rice, crack a raw egg in it while it's scorching hot, stir aggressively and dash with soy sauce. If I have some roasted seaweed in that shiz. Super cheap breakfast, but oh man is it filling / delicious. Edit, thanks for all the recommendations, everyone. Sesame oil, yumi, pickled plum, furikake, rice seasoning, spam, and cabbage are all on my list of ingredients to mix and match. To answer this, as it's getting asked quite a bit, I'm not Asian, I'm white. I do very much enjoy cooking, especially Southeast Asian dishes. If you have recipes you'd like to share for a frugal home cook who enjoys Asian cooking, please do so. This has become one of my go-tos. Maybe a bit of roasted garlic and or sesame seeds. Some chopped spring onions or chives. Basically whatever's in the fridge. Toasted sesame seeds is something I've got to try next time, but yeah, that's why I love it, just get to experiment, and it's good every time. Toast. If you have butter or something to slap on top, even better, but a few pieces of toast usually satisfies my hunger for a decent amount of time. I'm the opposite, toast always makes me hungrier. Yeah, I feel like whenever I eat toast I get this ravenous hunger for more. Fried eggs with fried potatoes. This is not poverty meal, this a gold meal in Romania. Edit, mulțumesc pentru premii. Also to the guy who argued with me on how to make fries potatoes, fuck you. The only meal Romanian dads knew how to cook when mom was away, came from my broke-ass recipe planner, thumbs up. Same. Okay, here are a few. Cut a circular hole in a piece of white bread, put a little butter on both sides and drop it in a pan with an egg in the middle. Any canned soup becomes a heartier meal with some rice in it. Pesto is really good if you cook it up with a can of cream of mushroom soup and a can of tuna. Basically anything with rice, egg, bread, canned veggies, and even canned soups is cheap and filling as fuck. For less than $5 you can have like a 4-day container of stew with rice, some kind of soup flavoring, a veggie added, and egg. It's somewhat nutritious and can taste decent. If you want to splurge an extra dollar, buy a soup like Amy's. They have a lot of veggie and lentil soups that at least feel less processed than some of the other brands, and you can stretch that out for a while. Also, canned potatoes are less than $2 and they go a long way to make a meal heartier. If you want to go super cheap and put in the effort, a sack of potatoes is super versatile and can be the foundation for several meals. Butter noodles, cool. Came here for this. But I prefer my butter noodles hot, macaroni and cheese. I used to eat the boxed mac and cheese with that yellow powder, but now I make my own using a very basic recipe. https://smittenkitchen.com/2018/02/quick essential stovetop mac and cheese/. Boxed mac is definitely my if you have to eat one food for the rest of your life no-brainer. It's my go-to answer. I can never get tired of the taste. I'm a chef. I own a restaurant. I've eaten some of the finest foods on this planet. Very few things taste better than boxed mac and cheese with cut-up hot dogs. If you bake that shit, it's even better. 350 for 30 minutes. My mom calls it white trash casserole. White trasherole edit, thanks for gold. Thing called goop. It's something my father came up with when he was super poor after leaving the army in the 80s when the economy was fucked, and it's now like a staple in our family. It's like a stroganoff or something, I guess. The recipe is 1 can of cheap cream of mushroom soup, one of those 80-cent things of sour cream, the empty soup can full of milk, a dash of $1 steak sauce, seasoning and cheap ground beef over noodles. Costs just a couple bucks to make and feeds an entire family of 4. Editing to add the full recipe, I use Goya season all, and I generally put it over farfalle noodles, but fettuccine works really well too. So the general recipe I follow is as follows: brown ground meat with salt and pepper with a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Once that's browned, add in a can of cream of mushroom and a huge dollop of sour cream, fill the pan with milk and add that too. Then some more Worcestershire sauce, some A1, and like a tablespoon of your favorite mustard. Season to taste with Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder and whatever else you think sounds good. Serve over noodles. I also suggest putting some Parmesan cheese over it when you eat it, cause it's good. Yeah, that would pretty much get you a poor man's stroganoff that tastes just as good as the real thing. Dull. Aside from turmeric, you can buy all the ingredients for less than $2 a pound. Oh yeah. Dull is magic. Lentils in general deserve more love. They are so good for you, and are delicious. They make a great meat substitute if you're broke or just want to go meatless. Soup boiled down with rice to bulk it up. This is a good one, almost like a porridge or congee. When I'm sick, I boil rice in chicken stock and just eat it that way, no soy sauce or anything else, so it's easy on my stomach. It's a really comforting thing to eat. I always make long grain parboiled rice that way. So much tastier. Peanut butter sandwich. Nothing beats a good old-fashioned PB&J, hold the J. This guy nut butters. We used to eat squash and eggs growing up. Grew the squash and eggs are cheap enough, or trade with the neighbors. You just cut the squash into thin round and cook in a pan with a little oil until they're just soft. Scramble the eggs with the squash, add a bunch of pepper, some salt. Sometimes we ate it over noodles or rice. Boiled potatoes and butter, don't care if I am rich or poor, that is my go-to snack. Fried egg with rice. Good for breakfast, lunch or dinner. Also brunch, lunch and dinkfast, peanut butter and sliced banana on toast. Now that I'm better off financially, I'll add real honey and ground cinnamon because I'm a fancy bitch now. Bougie as fuck, toast with a fried egg for breakfast. Been eating that for probably 6 years now and still look forward to it every morning. Hello fellow egg and toast lover. Life feels incomplete without, and nothing can replace it. Breakfast just doesn't feel like breakfast without fried eggs on toast. So good. Small children edit, thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Same. I think that poverty meals are best because they involve ingenuity to make food both cheap and delicious. Yeah, definitely that, and not because I'm poor. A gas station slushy mixed with gas station wine. Poor man's daiquiri. Edit, OMG. Thank you for the award. That sounds more like poor man's Gastro Drano. You need to bust out the Everclear for that. I still regularly eat my struggle nachos, tortilla chips with slices of American cheese on top and microwaved. Now that I can afford it, I'll throw taco meat on top every now and again, but still very much enjoy just the chips and cheese. If you're really feeling like a big shot, use some chorizo instead of regular taco meat. That shit is the bomb. Cinnamon toast. Just bread, butter, cinnamon and sugar mixed together. Also, I love ramen. Edit, thank you for my first award, stranger, sparkling heart. Really was not expecting this comment to blow up. Apparently y'all love your cinnamon toast and ramen, I mean instant noodles for all y'all nitpickers in the thread lol. Second edit, I've always referred to margarine as butter. So when I say butter, I mean margarine. Y'all really are nitpicking lamau. I love cinnamon toast. But I butter it, sprinkle generously with cinnamon and sugar, then stick that shit under the broiler till it forms a melted crust on top. Edit, as another Redditor pointed out, I meant to say until it caramelizes. Warm and crunchy and glorious, the bottom stays soft too, so it's got multiple textures. Second edit, broil it until the cinnamon, sugar and butter forms a nice crunchy crust. Does that make y'all nitpickers happy? LMFAO. This is brilliant, I'm doing it this way next time. Ramen. I'll one-up that with Indomie https://cdn2.static.net/tribune news/photos/bank/images/indomie kpop6.jpg, specifically. If you haven't heard of it, you're missing out. It was so popular in Nigeria it practically replaced the world noodle, despite Indomie being an Indonesian product, 11,688 kilometers away. I brought it to an international summer camp in Finland where all the delegates from other countries pretty much lapped up the serving tray like dogs. Some Korean friends got me into Shin Ramen https://i.imager.com/ini1jf.jpg. That's my go-to brand now. Cinnamon sugar toast. My 4-year-old and I eat this for breakfast on the weekends. She calls it toast with sprinkles, smiley face, ETA, thanks for my first ever award. Best cure for a sweet tooth. Reminds me of how my dad and I would hollow out strawberries and fill them with sugar when I was little. We called them sugar bombs. Oven-baked potatoes with salt and margarine. Cheap ingredients found in almost every home and easy to make. Also, the starch in potatoes makes you feel full for pretty long. Sprinkle over a decent layer of Lowry's seasoned salt to really make the taters tasty. Sleep. This is my favorite stress and depression food. Love it so much I have it every night.